Good afternoon, welcome back to the homestead. Today's project is freeze drying some onions. We're actually going to attempt to make some homemade onion powder in our Prep4Life freeze dryer. Now I have made onion powder using dehydrated onions, but I have never put them in the freeze dryer yet. So we're going to do that today and let's get started. Alright, so the first step is we're just going to peel our onions and then I'm going to cut them into chunks and put them in my food processor, and that way we can process them down into tiny little pieces. That way they don't take forever to freeze dry and it takes up less space on the actual trays. Cutting them into small pieces and then they're going right here into my food processor. Now we're going to chop those into even smaller pieces. Alright, I got the trays full and now we can go place these in our freeze dryer. Put the trays in. Alright, let's get this started. Start unfrozen. I need to close the drain real quick. Yes, it is. Food is inserted and we're gonna go ahead and start. Freeze dryer is done, but before we pull the onions out, I wanted to show you guys the little baby chicks that are now taking up occupancy in my mudroom. Mama hen has decided to abandon her babies, so my daughter Madeline has decided that she's gonna be mother hen and she's taking care of them. They're a little weak, but hopefully after a couple days they'll strengthen back up. Alright, let's check on this freeze dryer now. See if you can see in there. Okay, so it says to check the food, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna open the drain so we can unseal it. Oh wow, that's amazing. The texture is so different. It's crunchy. All right, let's take them in the house and make our onion powder. Alright, our freeze-dried onions are done. They're nice and crispy. And so the next step to make them into our onion powder is I'm just going to put them into my blender. So I'm going to fill the smaller portion on my blender, or the smaller cup I guess, about halfway with the onions. Okay, and then we're going to just put the blade on. And I'm gonna blend them on low until it's a fine powder. All right, looks like we need to blend it just a little bit more, but we're starting to get a nice fine powder in there. All right, that looks good. Once you have it the way that you want it, I'm just funneling it into a mason jar here. All right, and then we're just gonna finish them up. All right, so I've gotten through 3 of the trays. This is what I still have left to do, but I wanted to show you guys that just three trays is a whole quart of onion powder. Look at this. Give or take the few little bites that I ate. Let me tell you, it is so much stronger than the store-bought onion powder. It's even stronger than my dehydrated onion powder that I made last year. It is so good, and it's hard not to just sit here and eat the little pieces of freeze-dried onions because they're delicious.